So I got a feeling we're gonna have a lot of deck profiles that include Dragoon. I hope that's okay. What's going on, you guys? Slim here to bring you guys, of course, the next Red Eyes Dragoon deck profile. And of course, it's Subterrors. You guys already know my guilty pleasure deck, a deck that I still pick up from here and there. It's just the deck, I don't know, there was something about it. I used to hate the deck, then I played with the deck, learned to beat the deck, learned to play against the deck, and ever since then, I've just, really liked the decks. I'm one of those evil people, unfortunately. But with the release of Red Eyes Dragoon, this deck has gotten better. The Numeron engine already gave this deck a huge boost, but I think Dragoon is even better. Dragoon is so powerful and so strong for this particular type of deck that it just makes it insane. As always, if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. You guys will also be notified when I stream over on Twitch. Link is in the description. As always, if you want to purchase any of these cards, and I highly suggest you guys get your Dragoons sooner than later, because you guys already know the price keeps going up and down each and every day according to our market watches. Be sure to use my TCG player link. It's in the description below. A portion of what you spend goes back to the channel. It helps me out and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, this deck is really gross in a good way. You guys probably caught a little flash of what we're playing in the extra deck. My extra deck is crap, I'm going to let you guys know, but I will explain changes I would make and just how you can improve it. Honestly, when it comes to a Guru extra deck, I mean, do we really, like, outside of Dragoon and maybe a couple cards, do we ever really care? We just kind of feed it to extra and just hope it works, but we'll get into it, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. Continue to smash that like button like you guys have been. It's been really helping out the videos and the analytics, and trust me guys, I really appreciate it. But yeah, shout out to the Subterra group on Facebook. I got a lot of insight from you guys, as I do with every list, because you guys know the deck a lot better than me, and I definitely feel that this list that I put together is very solid for anyone that's visiting this version of the deck. But of course, we've got the main man, Guru. There's nothing Guru can't do. Guru is insane. The way this deck works is so ridiculous. Red Eyes Fusion limits your summons, but you just set Guru, do your Hidden City, and you just go off. It's just like Numerons, you guys. It's literally just like Numerons, but you don't run the risk of getting smacked by Ogre or anything like that. Like, sure, they might have Ash for Red Eyes Fusion, but that's not really here nor there. So Guru's crazy. Of course, Triple Fiendus, the best hand trap. This card is just absolutely insane. Having Dragoon plus Fiendus with Guru is just like, I mean, you just win the game. Like, you literally just win the game off that. It's pretty crazy. And of course, the last Subterra monster is Nemesis Archer. I got a stack of cards that I'll talk about at the end of the profile. Cards I'm not running. One of them is U-Matrix. I just don't care for that card. I'll explain after the main deck and everything. But yeah, that's all the Subterra monsters I run. I feel that's all you really need. You can play U-Matrix if you want. I just have very bad luck with that card, and I feel that I just want to fit everything in. This deck cannot go over 40. I will not play it over 40. So I'm just letting you guys know I had to get it to 40 no matter what. And then of course, Faithful Servant and Joey's signature card. You guys already know these guys are great. You just don't want to draw them. They're great when everything resolves and everything's cool. They look cool in the deck, but drawing them kind of sucks unless you draw them with Fusion. But they're absolutely necessary for this deck. That's it for all the real monsters. Now just a hand trap. So I'm still playing Triple Ash. I feel it's very important. You need to be able to stop opposing Red Eyes Fusions. You need to also stop, like, just kind of anything. Ash is just that generic hand trap. I say it like every profile I talk about Ash. There's always something to Ash. And then the last of the monster hand traps, I was playing 3, but I had to get the deck to 40, so I cut to 2 Valor, but I decided to play Valor over anything else. I know some players value Ogre, they value Moonchill, they value other cards. I personally like Valor. Valor's great. I'm also playing 3 Impermanents for a total of 8 hand traps. I think that's a really good number in a 40 card deck. I also think that Valor is fantastic because it's a monster, number 1. Number 2, it just you can use more than one in a turn, and it just gives you extra copies of Impermanents, extra negates, and that's super important against any deck that's just going off. Like, you need to be able to Valor stuff. Like, Valoring the Verde Anaconda is huge, so that's fantastic. Also, like, Valoring Alistair, stuff like that, depending on what match you're playing against. I think Valor's very versatile. I do like Ogre, though. Ogre is not without his charm. It does get the monster off the board, and it does obviously obliterate the Numeron network, but for right now I'm just playing Valor, but you can definitely play other hand traps of choice. But that's it for my monster count. I believe it's only 14 monsters. Spells, of course, the best field spell ever, the Hidden City. You guys already know. We're all going to the Hidden City every time we play this deck. We are an extra deck. I don't have to say this anymore. This deck's not that expensive. There's no droplets, there's no talents, there's none of that crap in here. So to be honest, this deck might be one of the cheaper ones you see on the channel. How many reprints does it have now? Like, I have original pots, and I'm just like, yeah, I guess. Weird, but whatever, yeah. Triple extra, you guys already know, just so you can, see your cards. We play 3 copies of Dragoon, so hope to God we don't banish them all. I mean, if we do, then, I guess we're just playing Subterrors at that point. And then a triple Call by the Grave. I think this is extremely important to play in this deck. You need everything to resolve, as always, with Guru. Also, being able to resolve your Red Eyes Fusion, being able to resolve anything that would get in the way of your combo going off. I say combo, but I mean, basically summoning Dragoon. Call by the Grave takes care of that. Also, I always talk about it. It's great going first. If you don't have hand traps to stop, you can interrupt your opponent on their turn. Then, of course, the difference with this deck compared to the Dogmatica deck is you are maxing out on Red Eyes Fusion. The reason is you want to hard draw this. Like, you low-key want to hard draw this, and you want to be able to do your Subterra things in addition to activating this. You're not gonna make Verde. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're making Verde, I think everything was either A, going your way, or B, the game just got out of control in a very odd fashion. I play one Verde Anaconda in my extra deck, and I honestly do not care what happens to that card, because it's so hard to get 2 monsters consistently on the board, because, you know, if you use your Fiendus, like, you still set the card, like, you can't even, like, you can't even really do anything with it. So I'm just not a fan of Verde in this particular deck, so I want to hard draw Fusion. There's other Red Eyes cards we'll talk about at the end of this profile. I think they all suck in this deck, though, to be honest. Like, they just add more bricks to the deck, and that's something we're not trying to do. So that's it. And then, of course, our 4th copy of Hidden City. I think what's awesome about this deck, and it was something that Tatsum, I believe, is the channel, so shout out to you. I got a lot of my inspiration from his deck profile talked about. Now you have like 4 copies of City and 3 copies of Fusion, which are all win con bombs, basically, because they help you get to your win con, which is like getting to City, resolving your Guru stuff, or getting to Fusion and resolving Dragoon, and it gives you 2 versatile ways to win the game and control the game. So I really like that. That's why I really like this particular Dragoon deck that plays 3 Dragoon in general. But that's it for the spells. For the traps, I still had to play triple Imperm. Like I said, I wanted 8 hand traps. I think these are the best 8 I could play. I didn't play Gamma and Driver in this deck. It's a lot harder than you would think. Like, very rarely are you... I mean, I just don't feel like Gamma resolves that much in this deck. I have seen some people try it, and they have had success with it. If you like to play Gamma, by all means, go ahead. But I like having Imperm and Veiler as basically 5 copies of Imperm, in a sense, just to be able to stop monster effects, and that's super important. So, and Permanent's obviously going good, going first, going second. And then the rest of the traps, I want to protect my stuff, so I am playing Judgment. This is one of the cuttable cards, to be honest. Like, I go back and forth, but I left it in the main deck just because I feel like if I open Dragoon with Judgment, even if I don't draw my Subterra cards, I feel like that's enough to win. You got Negate, you got Blow-Ups, you got Burn. Like, I mean, it's just... I feel this card's really good. Obviously, it kind of sucks going second, but going first, it's just so solid. I feel that it is necessary. But to kind of balance that out, I am also playing Triple Strike. Strike is a personal favorite of mine. I know some players like it, some players don't. They go back and forth. It's a card that's very good going first and going second, and I think that what I like about it going second is you can break a board. Opening a Dragoon into a board and then being able to strike the problem in addition to negating effects with Dragoon gave me warrant to play this card. So I'm playing these. These were my traps of choice, like my main ones. And then the last couple cards I have 2 copies of Final Battle and 2 copies of There Can Only Be One. So I had a hard time. Like, I wanted to originally play 3 Final Battle, but space was kind of an issue. And sometimes 3, like, if there's a huge debate in the Subterra community, do you play 3 Battle? Do you play 2 Battle? Do you play U-Matrix? Do you not play U-Matrix? Do you play Cave Clash? Do you not play Cave Clash? We could go on for days, you guys. Like, trust me. Like, I'm new to the community, but I can tell you I've already learned that, like, in my first day being there. And There Can Only Be One, so... In addition to what the deck does, it does put up a Spellcaster, which is Dragoon, and it does put up Guru, which is a Dragon. Guru actually does have synergy with the Red Eyes Fusion and stuff, so that is pretty cool. But I think, like, the main thing to remember is that There Can Only Be One is a very good floodgate that can help you going first and going second. And going second, it can break a board, especially against decks that play multiple types, so it can slow down a lot of decks. Right now, this is what I'm testing, and this has been the 40 cards I've been playing, and so far, I really like it. Changes will definitely be made, and as always, I want you guys to let me know in the comments below any changes you would make. That is the main deck, though. It is 40 cards, as always. I feel you can't play Guru over 40. I would play 41 maybe, but honestly, I'd feel dirty even playing 41. If I could play Upstart, I would, but I don't want to go that far. So, to me, 40 is the way to go. Now, on to our terrible extra deck. The only thing that matters is the 3 Boss Man. This card is just, ugh. I mean, I'm so happy to have 3. You know, shout out to my boy Pete, as always. But, man, like, this card's so gross. But, hey, I mean, you gotta play it because you just really don't want to banish it off X-Draft. So, you gotta play the Boss Man. And then the rest of this extra deck is trash. You guys can totally just flame me up in the comments and be like, Slim, your extra deck is horrible. Like, yeah, it is. I just went off stuff that kind of made sense to me. I have triple copies of Elder Entity. This is just because of people Maximus me. You guys remember the last profile, if you get trigger happy, I'm going to start popping cards. So Elder Entity is great. I also have another target that you guys might have already seen that I play in this deck. One of the best, like, underrated Link 1s, in my opinion, really is Relinquished Anima. Now, this doesn't come up that much, but sometimes if you draw your Fiendus and you really really don't have any play with it, you can turn it into Anima and take a monster. That doesn't happen a lot, but I do like this card's resiliency for that. Also, when you already have Guru going and you have multiple Fiendus, it does give you another option to summon a Fiendus, go into an Anima. Like, I know that's not going to happen that much, but I still wanted to have the option in my extra deck, so that's why I still included it. And to me, it's one of the better Link ones. I would rather make it going second than making a Link Karibo. Like, if I draw a Fiendus, I'll probably hold it in my hand and just hope I don't die, so that if I draw Guru, at least I have Guru Fiendus in hand. So there's that. Then the one-ofs, just one. I mean, if you get two monsters, I mean, you will eventually, but by that point, I think you've already made Dragoon. But I have it in there just in case. I know some people play 3. I honestly didn't feel like buying 2. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't feel like buying 2 more. You want to play multiple Verde, by all means go ahead, but I personally just didn't want to. Then the rest of the stuff is just utility crap. I've got 2 Phoenix. I mean, it's just like Verde. Like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, but in the off chance I do, Unicorn, if we somehow link any higher. I really don't know what else to play in this deck. People play the BLS link, people play other stuff. I honestly feel like I should just play more targets for Maximus, but who knows how many people are really going to be playing Dragoon, are going to really be playing Maximus and actually being trigger happy with it. But I have this stuff in here. Replace this with whatever the hell you want. Like, these last couple cards are just all kind of to be honest. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. And last but not least, I still have the Nova and the Makaba. Now I know you banish it off of Extra, it's dead. Well, we don't really care. This is, again, trigger happy. We're going second. Opponent drops Maximus, thinks we're not playing anything because we're a Guru deck, and we drop this, summon Makaba, negate something. We already have a body on board. We have Guru things. We have Dragoon. I mean, if you end up going Makaba Dragoon with Guru, I mean, you're like on another level. But that's a deck, you guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Be sure to smash that like button if you did. Let me know your thoughts on Dragoon Guru control for this format. I think it's one of the better Dragoon decks, to be honest. People hate on Guru all they want, but man, I was one of those people, and I'm sorry, the deck is crazy in my honest opinion. Last thing I'll say, I almost forgot, is the cards I didn't play. So I didn't play You Matrix. To me, the card is just a brick. I know it's really good. I think like maybe I need to test with it more. Probably one of the cards I put in before anything else, but it's an option. You also have a Cave Clash if you want to play it. This card's really good. It's one of my favorite cards. It was just really hard to fit in the deck and not make it over 40. Good for recycling your Phoenuses. Third Battle if you want it. Now this is the Red Eye stuff. I honestly just don't like this engine, the inside engine, because you have to send a Red Eyes card. So yeah, you send this, and yeah, it has versatility, but I mean, it's just not like the best thing ever. But you could try it out if you want to know a lot of lists. A lot of players in the Subterra group are trying it. I personally just haven't liked it in testing. Maybe I just need to test it more, but it just hasn't been that great. This is like an option that lets you revive Dragoon, which is kind of cool. And then this is something Shu Ping talked about. This is basically a miracle fusion for the material. So if you wanted to make a second Dragoon, like if you didn't banish multiple off of the Extrav, you have that option. But that's everything, you guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on Dragoon Guru control in the comments below. What version are you playing? What are your ratios? Any changes you would make to the main deck? Any suggestions are always welcome. I think the deck is very strong and very well placed as format. And granted, it's not fantastic going second. However, with Dragoon at your arsenal, you actually have a better going second option than you had before. And I think this really gives trap decks like this a more needed like boss monster and better control aspect than they had before. And I think that's what's really important in this deck. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.